Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Jason.
And we are the Who in the Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very much for your time. It is a first day, the day after Shabbat. We hope that you are all rested up. There's a couple of us that rested a little too much and couldn't sleep through the night. And so I guess that's either a bad thing or a good thing, but it is a restful thing. And we made it through. How are you guys doing? How's everybody?
Good.
Eli, will you ditch the dog and get up close over here, please? Thank you. He had a dog sitting on his lap. All right, a little closer to the mic. I can barely hear you when you do talk. So let's go make sure you're right to the mic. How is everyone?
Good.
What's the scoop? What's the haps?
Not much, just dealing with the cows this morning. It's first day.
It's first day. It's a day of work, not a day of rest, or a day we should be going to a church.
Yeah. You know, I like these little talks. I like when I talk less and you guys talk more. Did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know.
I think so.
I really don't like to hear myself talking, but when there's quiet and we're kind of doing this like this is like an old school radio show. Since we don't show our faces and this kind of stuff, this is like the AM radio back in the day, and all you got to do is just make sure there's no dead air. And that's what we're trying to do. And so I have to the left of me, I have Caden. To the front of me, I have Jaden. To the right of me, I have Eli. And kind of diagonally on the other side, I have Nicole. And that is our setup today. And yeah, thank you, everybody out there who is listening in, our family out there. Much love to you guys. We have a little tiny table. We'll extend the leaf, put some more chairs out, and hope you guys are good. And I would like to start with going over one comment from yesterday. And we're going to be doing Nicole and I don't know if anyone else, probably Nicole and I will be doing a video a little bit later on the Shabbat, on the calendar and different things of that nature, because we did those videos yesterday, and there's some good comments that people left in there. I would like to go over those and let's just get everything out on the table and see if we can get to the meat and potatoes of things. And this one right here, it was from yesterday. This is Eloy, I don't know if I say that, Eloy Garcia, and I'm assuming that's a brother. And this was his question, and so I will put this out there, and you guys answer this for me. He goes this: can you make a video pointing out those assemblies, ministries, rabbis, pastors who practice hidden polygamy? This has become a great sin in the Messianic movement as well nowadays, and we should warn all sisters who are seeking a community. Thank you for your hard work and blessing us so much. May he provide and protect you all, and may he grant you lots of simcha and add to your fruits. All right, the request is to point out other ministries, and I guess I will begin with this first. We don't follow any other YouTube channels. I think New to Torah is the only guy that I follow, and then Shema Yisrael by Brother Todd Bennett. We have found that there's doctrine issues with all of these other, and I don't want to say other brothers and sisters, but there's a lot of different doctrine issues. And if we run into folks that are saying that Yahuwah and Yahweh, or Yahushua and Yahweh are the exact same people, that is a tragedy. That is a problem that we have to address. And you know, I don't hook my star to any other wagon out there. The only thing we hook our star to is Yah's word and his Torah. And so I don't know if any other assemblies or ministries or rabbis or pastors, any of this stuff. I don't know anything. And I guess what I do not know is about hidden polygamy. If you're saying hidden polygamy, you're probably saying adultery. Is what it is. And so if somebody is out there and you are married, here's the first thing. Tell me a little bit about polygamy, any one of you guys.
It's not commanded not to do it. It never says you cannot have more than one wife, because a lot of people in the Bible had more than one wife. We look at Abraham, even though he remarried after Sarah was dead, but he also had Hagar, his concubine, and then Jacob had Rachel and Leah.
How would you guys fare if I ended up with another woman?
I don't know if I'd be too happy. I don't know.
I've only grown up with mom, so it'd be a little weird. It'd be definitely a little awkward.
It'd be a little weird. There'd have to see, none of this would ever work unless you were in an extremely Torah-based faith. Like this could get very odd very quickly. And there is no commandment that says you should not have more than one wife. Now, if you're talking about hidden polygamy, then you're probably talking about adultery. And adultery is, if you're an adulterer, this is how I look at somebody who's an adulterer. And I'm sorry if you guys have been out there, or if you guys are adulterers. I look at them as lesser individuals, right? They're family wreckers. They're people that are, they do not care about their family. They do not care about their wives. When you engage in the act of adultery, you're basically you're letting down all the trust, all the faith that your spouse should have. And if it's happened to you, then you understand the brokenness that you feel and the lack of trust. And you know it's there is no command against not having multiple wives. I mean, that is when you say polygamy, if you're talking like a legitimate husband that has 2 wives, that is not against the Torah. And a lot of people might find that a little weird. We are in a different generation and we're a different era. You like tell me why it would be that you would have, say, 2 or 3 wives.
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah.
It'd be to build up a family for survival. It'd be if you had like, if you see Jacob and his family throughout the entire book of Jasher, he was going to war every time, and if he didn't have 12 sons that could have raged against the rest of the heathens, then he would have been dead. He would have been smothered, just him by himself, by all these people. I mean, I'm sure Yah would have protected him, but there was a reason that he had 4 different women that bred 12 different children, and they were all went to war.
12 different children. Okay, that's a good. Yeah, no, absolutely. So if you're like Charles Ingalls sitting out in the little house on the prairie, and you have a whole bunch of marauders come by, they're going to kill your entire family. There's not going to be anything left. And so the only way to sustain it, and you know, one of the commandments is to be fruitful and multiply, right? And so we're supposed to and replenish the earth.
That is one of our jobs we're commanded to, is to have children and bear fruit.
Absolutely. And if you know, had I known what I know today, we would probably have 10 of you guys. Maybe, I don't know. My hair is already gray, and I don't know if my heart could take the
a lot of chaos.
No, that's a lot of chaos. But
10 kids, I can't imagine the age gaps between all that, like how close the age would be and how far apart. It's just a wild thing to think of 10.
Yeah,
like,
we
I could handle all those pregnancies.
we miss it. So people handle the pregnancies just fine. I think you'd be just fine. You may not be the 100-pound 5 girl that I married, but at the end of the day, it would be okay. And so, yeah, it is important that it's survival. And so we don't exactly have that because it's not quite as chaotic as it was back in the day, but it probably may get chaotic. And so there's no such thing. So if the hidden polygamy is probably adultery, other than that, it's really not a sin.
And as for pointing people out, you'll have to discern that for yourself. You'll have to go through and figure out what are they doing, what's against the Bible. But that's
yeah, and let the Torah be the judge, right? I mean, if it's hidden polygamy, then I mean it's adultery. I mean I don't know what that would be. Most of the places, I don't think it's even legal to have more than one wife these days. I'm sure like Iran or something's probably fine, or Iraq. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And if it's not like something that's out in the open that, this guy was like an adulterer, then I wouldn't invest your time in sitting there trying to figure out this dude's background the entire time. It's not worth your time. Your time should be sat in the Torah reading what it is instead of finding out someone's personal life, finding the drama of someone's life.
Yeah, that is true, but at the same time, you do not you want people teaching you that actually believe what it is. If we're sitting here had bacon and eggs this morning, then we're telling you guys not to eat bacon and bacon. That's wacky, right? That's totally wacky. So anyway, we don't have I don't have any of that up there. I do appreciate the question for sure, and I hope that answers that. It's absolutely if you want to be a man's man, don't cheat on your wife, right? If you want to be a man's man to your kids, be that dad. I mean, the grass will always be greener on the other side of the fence, but it will destroy everything you have. And that grass is only good for so long because you'll figure out that somebody just sprayed a Roundup on it and you just got really super sick when you start eating it. So that's the way it goes. All right, let's get into this real quick. I want to go over the commandments that we added yesterday, and we added quite a few. And so 54 was one we did prior to that. And same with 55. So 54 is keep the day of atonement. 55 is no sacrifices to other gods. We shall not sacrifice anything to other devils. Okay, 56 is do not uncover the nakedness of your family. And so that includes a tremendous amount of stuff right here. And yeah, if it has to do with anything with disrobing among your family, it's a no-no. We do not do that, and you shouldn't do that. It's wrong. Commandment 56. Do not uncover the nakedness of your woman's sister, right? Anything that's in the family, connected to the family, it is not good. Do not lie with a woman in her uncleanness, commandment number 57. We've talked about that before. Commandment 58, you shall not sacrifice your children to Moloch. Man, never mind. I'm just kidding.
We're free.
Yeah, we're free. What do you mean you're free?
I'm just kidding.
All right. 59. We didn't have a way to say this. I don't know the proper way to say it. I said, do not be gay. I mean, they took the word. I don't even think the word gay meant what it meant.
I think it was like 1950 when they
Yeah, it's
changed
like the 50s. They went and corrupted the word. Before that, it used to be happy. And so if we were gay, hey, where everybody said gay, that means we're all happy. Now that means you're sodomite. Yeah, you're a sodomite. And so that is wrong. And so women should not lie with women, man should not lie with man. And commandment 60, which I guess it has to be a commandment because people are just out of their minds. Do not lie with beasts. Don't lie with any animals, men or women. Don't do that. You'll be cut off. Yah will not love you anymore. Or he will not be your guide if you're doing evil things like that. All right, so with that, let's get into our handy dandy split screen. And from a handy dandy split screen, hopefully Kate has this set up for me right. And Leviticus 19 and Sefer Leviticus 19. Now, again, on the Sefer, I'd like, because people keep asking me, what translation do we use on this? We use like 5 translations. Between all of us, I am not set on a certain translation of anything other than I really like how the Sefer reads, except this version of it costs money. It's like $25 or something of the sort. And it looks like it's an abandoned project, and they've left it abandoned with some very bad translations, especially in John, I think it's John 13:3 or 13:13, something like that. It's not good at all. So I wouldn't put your money into that right now until they actually get back to development and do something. And so maybe they'll let us know, or maybe they won't. But he's very business-like is what they are at the Sefer.net. All right, here we go. Leviticus 19. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the assembly of the children of Yisrael, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, Yahuwah Elohim, am holy. What does holy mean, Eli?
Someone who's righteous.
What does that mean to be holy?
I'd say set apart.
What does it mean? Yah's holy. What does that mean?
It means he is perfect. It means we are supposed to walk across the ways he's told us to walk across. He says, walk on my Torah, and we are doing what he says.
Yeah, and I mean, anything unholy like is just something evil, right? Stealing something is unholy, right? Lying is unholy. Evil speak is unholy, right? And so if we're looking at the qualifications of our Creator, and it says, He is holy, I am holy. He says it over and over and over. That means our Creator is clean, right? He's very, very clean. There's no weirdness to his ways. There's no evil as we know to it. He's very clean, which should concern us because we are not, right? And we have a very high standard between he and Messiah Yahushua. We have an extremely high standard that we need to walk, that we need to be like our Creator. And it is hard in this world, right? It's easy to come up with a vulgar joke or something of the sort, or something that is absolutely inappropriate, and we shouldn't say it out loud, right? And so we say things, and it doesn't become a joke, it doesn't become funny until we actually bring it off the tip of our tongue. And at that point, there's nothing we can do when we've let the joke out. So sometimes when we have things that are inappropriate, and I'll be the first to say that's me. The gym light comes on, and I see something funny, and I just let it go. And I think back on that, and my kids will laugh. And then they'll go around saying that same joke, and I'm like, wow, I've polluted my kids saying evil speak. And, it's a joke, but at the end of the day, it's unholy. It is an unholy thing. And when we bring in evilness to our minds, no matter how it is, we have to get rid of that. And so it is very important that we stay holy.
And that's a command.
Oh, yeah. Ye shall be holy. Yeah, it is a command.
Yeah, we're to the children of Israel, so.
Yeah. Okay, so that would be what?
Be
Nicole?
holy, be Kadesh.
Does that walk before me and be perfect? Does that go into that?
I don't know, it says be Kadesh, for I, Yahuwah Elohim, am Kadesh. I think it's a whole different command, maybe. I don't know.
Walk before me and be perfect. Yeah, you shall be holy. Yeah, I think this is a command. I think we should put this under there. And I think the points that I brought out on that is exactly right. He is holy, and Yahushua is holy. And unfortunately, we are not. We have to strive, and we have to get better every single day. And we're going to run through days. We're going to absolutely run through days where we have failed everything. And that is why our Creator is slow to wrath, or we'd all be burned to a living pile. Okay. So, Nicole, you got that?
Yep.
All right. And this one's actually titled Various Laws.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's
laws.
a lot of laws throughout
Okay,
this.
so Nicole, I hope you're ready, my little scribe. All right, ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and guard my Shabbats. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Okay, mine says each one of you should revere his mother and his father and guard my Shabbat. I am Yahuwah your Elohim.
Okay, so this one would go. I think this one would go
Honor.
under Shabbat and also under honor. And my, I mean, there's
Father.
two.
Honor
There's
your
two
parents,
commands.
and then there's keep my Shabbat. That should go under both.
Yeah, and we talked about this, right? We talked about why it is important that you shall fear. Why? So yours says honor. And this says fear.
Mine says revere.
Yeah,
Do you guys fear me?
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a
NIV
respect.
says
fear.
respect.
Okay,
It's a
respect.
type
And
of, like fear, respect.
fear, respect. Yeah, and I mean, why? What's the fear?
You're in
Law
charge.
encouragement from Yah, discipline from you.
Yeah, just rod across the back, baby.
Never tool for the rod.
Hey, Solomon tells us all the time, "What's up? Spare the rod, spoil the
There we
child."
go.
It says you won't kill the child. Don't worry about it. The less you beat them, the less you love them.
Yeah, and
You guys agree? Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, every week we go over honoring your parents. So,
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay, so Nicole, you got those two?
Yes, but I'm dealing with the dog over here too.
Okay, and a dog. All right, Jade, put your hand over there and pet the dog so Mom can work. Okay. All right. So, turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten Elohim. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
That goes under the other one.
Yeah, this is another one as well. So I don't want to get too far ahead of
He
Mom.
he has to repeat himself. Like people just didn't get it through the first time. Like don't make idols.
Dude,
Like, I gotta say
they
this.
didn't. They went out in the field and started sacrificing to the gods or
He's
something,
like-
to the devils.
He's like, let me repeat this again to you guys. You guys just don't quite understand.
Solomon repeats the same thing for 30 chapters.
Hold on, we got two conversations going here. Eli, what's going on?
Just one command, Sabbath command in this.
Sabbath command. What is it?
Like 23, 24?
Anyone get it? We're doing like multiple things at the same time, guys. So this is where we get with the AM radio. We can never have radio silence. So even though we're working, we got to keep the content going, which is why I appreciate when
21.
you guys talk. All right, 21 is the Sabbath. Okay, so that one will go under the Sabbath, and it will also go under
Honor your parents,
yeah.
which is 22.
22. It's 27 and 22. Okay,
No, 21.
21, 22.
21.
22.
22.
Okay. All right, so both of those right there. Okay, so while Nicole is getting that, and I'm gonna.
And what's the next one?
Next one is...
we'll go-
No idols.
No,
We had a dry spell of commands for like a long time. There was nothing there for the longest time.
Yep.
And then now we're just like full of commands. That's
yeah,
good.
that's
Finally
good.
got
Well, it's
something.
reiteration of commands. It's that
A
there's.
few of them will be new, though.
Okay, good. So, are we ready?
You can just keep going. I'll just go back and.
All right, Nicole will not hold us up. Here we go. Turn ye unto idols. Turn
ye not.
Whoa.
Do not turn to idols, and do not
I've
make
done it.
for yourselves molded mighty ones. I am Yahuwah your Elohim.
Yeah, that's bad news right there. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten Elohim. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Whatever
Okay.
you do, whatever you have, do not worship it more than Yahuwah.
You shouldn't worship anything.
Right, but you shouldn't be like loving it or like you have something you should be focused on that more than Yahuwah.
What about money?
That is easily an idol. That is easily possibly the best, the number one idol, the most popular idol.
I don't know if all you guys out there have seen what the dollar bill of the United States government looks like, but it's got the all-seeing eye of Satan on the back of a Freemason triangle and
A bunch of is it Greek or Latin word? Latin words, I think. That
yeah,
you know, a
New
bunch of
World Order.
crazy
It's like
things.
New World Order on there.
There's like a lot of
bunch of owls and evil things. It's just
a
terrible.
lot of crazy things on there. Yeah.
Yeah, and people, how do you worship money?
You sit there and you strive for it. You dream about it. You think about it. There's like all you do is money, 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 money.
But they say money is the root of all evil.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you not make money the root of all evil? How do you
You trust Yah to provide. You work for your earnings, and you don't sit there and become a greedy person.
I'll go with that. All right, 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahuwah, you shall offer it at your own will. I don't know what that means.
Bring it at your acceptance.
What does it say?
Mine said bring it at your acceptance.
Bring it at your acceptance. Okay, so why would you not bring it at your own will?
There'd be sin offering and stuff. I think a peace offering was just for like to give a gift to Yah.
So this is a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahuwah. You shall offer it at your own will.
I don't feel like that's something we can quite do.
No, I don't think so.
I
You're
think a way to peace offering would be to help out the poor, the fatherless, and the widow nowadays.
Yeah,
that'd be the best
absolutely.
way to bring peace.
You know, that
to Yah.
brings us to another point, and you know, it's like I see Jim Staley out there all the time run. He did another thing on tongues, and he did all this stuff on tithing. Is tithing for today? And absolutely, tithing is not for today, right? You don't have priests. We don't have. You're supposed to bring food to them. You're supposed to do all this stuff. So when you're giving your 10% to the 501c3, which Jim Staley and his corporation, all these preachers are, you're not serving Yah, right? If you want to tithe, Give your money to the poor. The next time you guys walk by somebody that's sitting on the side of the road with a cardboard box and it says need help, help these people. In fact, you could even if you do not have money to give them, sit down with these folks, give them a hug, and pray with them. Absolutely pray with them. You will change their lives forever, and you will show them that there are people of our Creator who care about them enough that they will sit down. Because when you're sitting there with a cardboard box that says "Please help," people look down on you, right? They look down at you with scorn. They're like,
They see you as lesser people.
What?
They see you as lesser people.
Yeah, they see the poor. And anybody, I'm telling you, anybody can make it to the side of the road with a cardboard box. I'm telling you, nobody is exempt from that. Okay.
Yahuwah says he delights in the poor, right? He's like, if you help the poor, you're going to be blessed. And if you don't feel comfortable giving money, what do they need? They need a pair of socks. Is it cold outside for them? Do they need gloves? They need a hat. What do they need? And buy them something that they need, whether it's food or clothing or maybe a sleeping bag. If they need something, if you don't feel comfortable giving money, help them out in another way. There's always a way to help the poor.
Yeah, give them a 6-pack of socks. Right? And everyone's like, oh, 6-pack. No, they don't need a 6-pack of nothing. They need a 6-pack of socks, and they can put on 4 or 5 pairs of socks and stay warm. And a pair of warm feet in the cold is absolutely everything. So, all right, guys. Do we have anything else? Nicole, are you?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay. 7.
No,
Six. My bad.
It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it. We're talking about the peace offering, right? Mm-hmm. It should be eaten on the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the 3rd day, it shall be burnt with fire. All right, so I mean, this doesn't really tell us anything except that possibly meat doesn't go bad for 3 days, like 2.5 days, maybe.
Maybe they kept it cool somehow.
Maybe it was still...
How would they keep it cool?
I don't know, in a bag inside of a river. I don't know.
In a bag and
Or how about I just continue cooking? How about I just continue on a slow cook?
Slow cook for 3 days, it'd be burned by then.
You could slow cook it. You could.
That would be what I could see is, but I don't know. If
But I don't think it would go
sacrifices.
bad. I don't think it would go bad in 3 days. I think you could slow cook that sucker for a long time.
Yeah, you could probably just like have it going, and then the 2nd, 3rd day just eat it, and if not, just burn what's rest, like he says.
Yeah, some of those nasty restaurants in North America, they had buffets, and they would take the old nasty stuff out, and they would just put it right back in the next day, and it's just old stuff. And I mean, who knows how many days you've been sitting there eating that stuff?
Nasty.
All right, 8. Therefore, everyone that eats it
No,
shall.
7.
Is it 7?
Yeah, because it's... Yep.
Okay, and if it be eaten at all on the 3rd day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Okay.
Okay, so it's probably like at this point maybe foul smelling or like rotten.
Spoiled, yeah. It's,
Something where y'all's like, well, this is unclean to you, don't eat that.
Don't eat that. Yeah, and that's the power and love of our Creator is that He wants He has a very attention detailed. How do you say that right? He has a lot of attention to detail. Lots of little things, right? Little things that can hurt us and kill us, and He's trying to fix all this for us. All right. Therefore, everyone that eats it shall bear his iniquity, because he has profaned the hallowed thing of Yahuwah, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, ye shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall ye gather the gleanings of your harvest.
There we go. There's for the poor. We have don't cut everything, because back then all the fields were open. It wasn't gated off. When you had fields, you would leave the corners for the people that could not provide for themselves, like the fatherless, the widows. They could not go out and go plow the fields by themselves because they did not have a father or someone like that in charge to feed them and plant the field for them. So you're supposed to feed the poor.
Yeah, and I mean, if Yah did not have stuff like this set up, your only alternative if you're starving to death is either keep commandments and not steal, or go steal and eat and save your life. And so this was a way that you did not have to steal. Now, question: does this apply to us today? Look at this. Look at what it says.
I would say it should, but a lot of people can't get to people's fields anymore. Like they're gated off, electrical fence, barbed wire, something. You can't get to everyone's field, and it'd probably be considered stealing if you went and started taking someone's food.
At the same time, if we are Torah keepers, is this command for us today? This is the command.
Yeah,
It says,
we should leave it.
And
But
when you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, neither shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. What does that mean, gather the gleanings?
bring it in.
I would say
eat
clean it all up.
It's what we've done. Let's see, how do we gather the gleanings? It's when we had our snap peas out there, right? And we went through them like 4 or 5 different times. We were gleaning the fields, taking off as many as we possibly could. So, does this apply to us today?
Yes, it does. But
How
do
would
do
we-
it?
how
I
would
think
we
the
do this?
best way we could do it is
We'd have to give it away ourselves.
we would set apart the corners and we would go give that away to the people that need it, because I don't think people would be able to get to our field without
Right.
hurting themselves.
Right? Yeah. No, it would be a bark a day. It would be a-
Back in the land, everyone was mostly trusted, right? That's why you found someone stealing, you would make them repay it back because everyone was trusted. So you had open field that no one would sit there and rob all your field.
Yeah, I don't know if they're all mostly trusted, man. That's
supposed to live
a lot of
according to the
assumption.
Torah.
They were. If they are Torah keepers, yes, that's true.
That's what the land of Israel was
So,
supposed to be.
Nicole, I think that should be a command.
I already got it.
You already got it. She's on top of it. What a champ. All right, 10. And ye shall not glean your vineyard, neither shall you gather every grape of your vineyard. You shall leave them for the poor and stranger. I am Yahuwah Elohim. I would
That's the
say,
same one, right?
yeah, it's the same one. 9 and 10. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing.
Another
ahead.
thing I want to mention is remember when the apostles all ate the wheat from the thing they were all considered poor, right? It wasn't a big thing when they grabbed it off. They're like, instead of them asking why they're stealing food, they asked why they're picking the food on
Working on
Shabbat,
Shabbat.
because they were obviously poor people. They were obviously weren't the high ups of Yisrael, so it was okay for them to eat that.
Yeah, and absolutely, and yeah, they weren't okay because the Sadducees and Pharisees came and bounced on
They were
them.
like, "Hey, why are you doing this?" And then Yeshua just shut them down.
Yeah,
but
he always do not argue with Yahushua or Yah. They have you every time. Okay, so that's going to go into that. Okay, ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. All right, there's like a whole bunch of commands there. So dealing falsely, I guess, would be
mine says, "Do not lie and do not deceive one another."
okay. Yeah, so that's I guess why is that important?
Well, because
It seems common sense.
Yahuwah hates when his people get ripped off. It's an obvious, apparent thing when he says, keep your scales just, keep your balances right, don't rip people off. If you steal, you're going to repay. He wants his people to have fair and just measures, just as he is going to reward those who are good and those who are evil at the end of the day.
Yeah, and those those who are selling this stuff can easily get odd weights and measurements and have it so that people are they can make a lot more money. I mean,
They could always like set the scale back and then crank it up so it's extremely high.
yeah, like with that office we had Shavita when he used to steal fruit and stuff from people. Like the
Yeah.
scales were way off and stuff. Okay, yeah, so yeah, we shouldn't do that. So there's Nicole. There's like
Do we have one that says do not steal?
we should because we did
We'll
Exodus.
put it in.
There should be
Exodus
one.
20. So
Yeah.
you're around like 20.
It's where the
4.
we're locking
Yeah,
in.
it should be like right in there.
Yeah, 24 probably. Did I get it right?
I don't know. I'm looking.
Dun dun dun. All right, here we go. So there's one right there. Do not steal. Neither deal falsely. Neither lie. So I think that's all under the. Well, no, the stealing should be 1.
Close.
And-
It was 25.
25. All right, close. All right. What do we do with this one, folks?
I
We
say
have
put
steal.
put that under lie.
And steal up. Don't put, like, do not.
Lie and steal
Do
is
not
two
put-
different
Is this
things.
the first? I think this is the first command we have of do not lie, right?
It's do not bear false witness.
Do not make false accusations.
So that's
against your
completely
neighbor.
different. That's a completely different subject. Is bearing false accusations and
It's
just
still
straight
a
up.
lie, though.
It's
But
still lying.
I feel like lying and bearing false accusations are two different things.
So what is the 25th one?
So 25th is do not steal. 26 says do not make false accusation against your neighbor.
Okay, so I would say this is probably a new command, right?
Yeah,
lie,
do
yeah.
not lie.
Do
What
not
about-
lie.
Because it's
So-
not. It's just lying about yourself. Like I didn't steal this. You're saying for yourself and not your neighbor.
Neither deal falsely or neither lie to one another. So deal falsely, would that go under 26? And then lie would be a new
Deal
commandment?
falsely would probably be like the weights and measurements thing. I mean, that's how to. I mean, I don't know. Or there's a million ways. It wouldn't be just weights and
Scamming
measurements.
someone if you know
Yeah.
something and you have the ability to
Sell
do
them the
something.
broken fridge or something. Hey, yeah, it works really good. Well, we didn't realize it like makes this humming noise that drives you all crazy.
Yeah.
Tell them about the humming noise. Okay. So is there 3 commands here or 2? Or
I see 2 commands here. Like
not
deceiving and
lie.
lying should definitely be in one because deceiving is like a form of lying, and then you have do not steal the another command.
it's still different stuff. Deceiving people is different than lying. I mean, you could still deceive people and
And
have
when
white
you
lies.
when you lie to someone, you're still kind of deceiving them.
Absolutely. Well, that's a part of a lie. That's the point of a lie. Is to deceive them.
So I feel like that's what deceiving and
That's-
lying is one command, and then stealing is a whole other command.
Okay, so yeah, she's not steal, and then deal falsely. With deal falsely, what do we have with this?
Do not lie. Mine says do not lie.
Yours says do not lie.
Yeah, it says do not steal, do not lie, do not deceive one another.
Okay, so I think yours is just different than mine. Mine's backwards, so I think mine's last one says neither lie one to another, or neither deal falsely is deceitful. Nicole, what do you got?
So I think it's one new command.
The whole thing?
No. Because I think ye shall not steal is already one. But then neither deal falsely. I think that's like do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
So that would be different. False accusations is be like telling Mr. Smith that his wife is out cheating on him while he's at work, right? This is totally different. Dealing falsely is, I tend to think that it's you're trying to rip somebody off some way. You're trying to pull a power grift, like a Larry and Vicky Shear thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, these are people we've dealt with down here that are just very evil people.
So you think 2 new ones there?
I think 2 new ones. Let's put those into 2 new ones, and then we'll as we say them, we'll see if we can flesh them out. Okay, let's go into 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shall you profane the name of your Elohim. I am Yahuwah. Okay, that's another one,
I think
right?
that should be don't bring my name to naught.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
Okay.
when you swear by Yahuwah's name and it's false and it's something you lied about, you basically make Yahuwah's name nothing. No one's like, oh, what's that? What's his name? His name means nothing to me because you swore falsely by it and it doesn't mean anything. It's like when you break your word means nothing. It's the same with Yah's name, but Yah's name is much more important than your word. So he's
Absolutely.
like, don't bring my name to naught. Don't profane my name by swearing falsely on it.
All right, good call. I think we're down. You got that one, Nicole?
Yep.
Okay, 13. You shall not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning.
Mine
All
says,
right.
do not oppress your neighbor and do not rob the wages of him who is hired.
Okay, so this, do not defraud the neighbor. Okay, so we got it. These are kind of complex here. Okay, you shall not defraud your neighbor. I think that the deal falsely, neither deal falsely. I think that one would go under you shall not defraud your neighbor. Miss Nicole.
Hold on.
She's doing this on a little tiny cell phone, and it's just a lot of work. All right, so.
You can keep going. We'll go back over it in a bit.
Okay, well, I want to go over this, flesh this out with you guys, gentlemen. Pay attention here. Come back to me, everyone. Okay.
I'm here.
That's 1 out of 3. All right, so let's. You shall not swear by my name falsely. Okay, so we got that. Defraud the neighbor. I'm on the wrong. You shall not defraud your neighbor, neither rob him. So defraud or rob your neighbor.
Rob the wages of him.
Okay, the wages of him that is
So
hired. Well,
it's-
this is different. The wages. See, mine has a colon, and then they go. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning.
Mine does not have that colon. Mine just goes, do not oppress your neighbor and do not rob the wages of him who is hired. Just one full thing.
Right, and so why would you not want to mess with your hired worker? Why would you
Well,
hold the money back?
You've hired him for work, and if he needs that money to eat and he doesn't have anything, he's going to go home hungry.
What if he gets paid on the 7th day? You get paid on not the 7th day, but you get paid on Friday, preparation day.
That's a deal you have to work out with him. Like, you pay him his wages, or like if he's like, but if it's like 1 day work, you need to pay him his work.
Yeah, so it says the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning. So you're not supposed to hold on to the money of somebody who's actually worked for it. Is what I'm seeing out of this, and so you would absolutely want to work this out. I mean, if the guy was like he came up to you and he has no food, no clothes, no nothing, and he works for you for that day. Obviously, he's going to really, really, really appreciate it if you were to pay him that day and not mess with him. All right.
So sorry, was the defraud the neighbor, was that?
You shall not
anyone?
defraud your neighbor. Did we put that under? I think we put that under deal falsely. Neither deal falsely, right?
Do not make false accusations against your neighbor.
And that's what
No.
we just did, where it says
The
that
other
do not
one.
lie, do
Yeah.
not deceive one another, do not steal. I think is what we're
Yeah,
talking
2
about.
up.
Do not deal falsely. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that would be your defraud your neighbor,
Okay.
because that's dealing falsely if you defraud them.
Okay.
Neither rob him, so that would still go under neither. So we need to add that to him. Don't defraud your neighbor, and don't rob your neighbor.
Okay.
And then the wages, I think this is a new command. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning.
Pay your worker the same day.
Yeah, pay if that's the deal you guys made. And I think that again that'd be what you said. So you got that, Nicole?
Yep.
All right. So the new command that we have on this one, the wages of him that is hired shall not abide with you all night until the morning. All right, 14. You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear your Elohim. I am Yahuwah.
I mean, those should be like obvious things. Don't,
Yeah,
don't sit there and mess with the deaf. They can't hear you attacking them, and it's just a ruthless thing to do. And then sitting there putting a stumbling block from the blind.
That-
It's also extremely evil. Like,
Who had done this that they had to make a command for this?
yeah, like
who?
which person is
Which
frowned
evil?
upon?
Yeah, which evil person messed with the blind and deaf? Okay, but that's a whole new command in and of itself.
That's probably an Egyptian thing, actually.
Oh, a
with the
bunch of
blind?
kids, a bunch of evil little kids. Let's put a stick out there to the blind guy. He went down. Or like
that'd be so evil.
Yeah, horrible people. Absolutely horrible.
I mean, those should be like obvious basic things like help those people out, don't mess with them.
It would be obvious. You would think it would be obvious, but I don't think the common sense is there. And especially these days, I don't think common sense is here at all. Okay, 15. So you got that as a new command?
I think so.
Miss Nicole?
What is that one? Sorry, what should it be?
Don't mess with the deaf and blind.
I mean, you should take care of them. You should like.
I don't know how you curse the deaf. What is your guys'
I mean,
say?
they wouldn't even
I
hear
said don't
cursing.
curse the deaf. Like,
Yeah, it says
Would it be the
I think-
disabled? Do not mess with the disabled.
Yeah, don't mess with the.
I think it's more like sitting there like messing with like as you're like talking, pretend like you're talking to them or something, and you're just messing. I think that's
Dude, these
what it
guys can
means.
read your lips, so I don't know exactly. I mean, most deaf people are able to somewhat read lips, I believe. I don't know if that's true, but I do know a lot of deaf people that have been. I remember Matt Hamill, the fighter guy.
Yeah.
He could read lips.
He could also speak English.
He could speak English. Yeah, but he was deaf from birth, and so he was able to figure this out somehow. Okay, Nicole, you got this?
Yep.
All right, 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. You shall not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. Now, sounds like to me it goes under the old other command up above, right? When it talks about, is anyone with me?
Yep.
You shall
Yeah.
do no unrighteousness in judgment. Remember where it says you shall not about the poor and the rich?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
So, Nicole, you know which one I'm talking
I
about?
gotta go find it, yeah.
Okay. So we'll go with that one. I think that is just a reiteration. For righteousness shall you judge your neighbor. Okay. You shall not go up and down as a talebearer among your people. Neither shall you stand against the blood of your neighbor. I am Yahuwah.
Mine says, "Do not go slandering among your people. Do not go against the blood of your neighbor." So, like, don't.
What do you mean, don't go against the blood of your neighbor? What does that mean?
I think that means like, don't go fight your neighbor.
All right, the NIV says, do not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life.
Yeah, don't go fight your neighbor.
Don't cut down that giant tree and then, hey, Bruce, come check the. Hey, Bruce. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Bruce. You all right? All right. So there's a couple of commands here. I don't want to get too far ahead on this thing because I know Nicole is our handy dandy scribe. So basically, you shall not go up and down as a talebearer.
So basically, don't go spreading
don't be a
rumors.
liar.
Yeah, don't go slandering people and spreading rumors. I mean,
And that would be rumors or lies. A talebearer is like just a liar.
Mine
Filthy liar.
doesn't say
mine said
talebearer.
goes slandering.
Yeah, mine said
And
do not go
talebearer is
slandering.
like someone that goes and tells everyone's dirty secrets, right? That's everyone knows that one person that you could tell, and everyone will know the next
Or
day.
just a filthy liar could be guys telling tales, right? The big
Yeah.
fish story.
That one goes stay away from rumors or gossipers.
You shall not go up and down as a talebearer.
I feel like it's not stay away. That's more like do not do it.
This chapter is definitely for like when they like he's like, I want the land to be a peaceful land, a land where nobody has to sit there and worry about how they look, or nobody has to worry about like going hungry. This is definitely where y'all's like everyone will be taken care of in a way.
Yeah. So is this a new one?
I feel like it is.
Neither shall you stand against. Okay. So there's two commands here. There's two actual commands. So I think we need two commands, and then this verse under the two of them, because one is you shall not stand against the blood of your neighbor. You shall not do anything that endangers your neighbor's life. Right. So that would be the next command, and then we would also have the command before that: don't spreading slander among your people. And that could be a lot of things. So Nicole, you on that?
Yep.
Okay. If you need something, Nicole, let us know so we can flesh these out. I'd rather have this right and us have a little bit of dead time as we get this dialed in than miss this and not get this right. So, 17. You shall not hate your brother in your heart. Oh, boys. Oh, no. This is... Okay, you shall not hate your brother in your heart. You shall in any wise rebuke your neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. All right, what does that say?
Okay, let me reread that. Do not hate your brother in your heart. Reprove your neighbor for certain, and bear no sin because of him. So basically, if you know your neighbor is into some sort of like sin, do not partake in it. Rebuke him, and then like walk away. Do have no part in that. Do not have any sin in that.
Well, in the NIV it says, rebuke your neighbor frankly so that you will not share in their guilt. Like if this dude is somehow like
Sinning.
doing some sort of sin, you say, hey,
gotta reprove him and tell him
put
that.
your clothes back on, neighbor, and make this happen, right? Something of that sort, right? You'd have to tell them that frankly. I don't mean that as a joke. I'm just saying that you know, if you saw that sin going down, you would say, hey, don't do this, and then, you know, at least you have been told him. So what commands do we have here? Okay, you shall not hate your brother in your heart. I mean,
That's
that is
one.
a brand new command, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's a big one. And I mess with you guys because, you know, you guys are brothers.
We
and-
talked about it in the last one, how we argue a lot.
Yeah.
There's some arguments.
Yeah, there's some arguments. And are they all brotherly love?
No.
No, I would say no.
It gets to the point where people want to put hands on people here. And are you allowed to put hands on in this house?
No.
What happens?
Well,
Dad put hands on you, right? It's not that's not supposed to happen. It goes one way, it goes one direction. But as brothers, why is it important that you guys love each other, Eli?
because we're family, we're brothers, we're the only people around here.
Well, yeah, you probably won't. You're probably stuck here for 25 years. You'll never see another individual. So this is the only people you have. And yeah, we literally. I haven't left my house. I don't know how long it's been since Nicole's left the house. I haven't left my house in a year and a half. It's been a long time.
Really?
It's been a long
No,
time.
I think yours has been.
It feels like a long time. Last time I went out,
You went out in
We're figuring this
February
out.
or March.
did I?
Yeah.
February or
I haven't
March.
been out since last December.
Nicole hasn't left the house since last December.
But that was just to go to the ATM.
Yeah, so it's she hasn't left the house. We are literally when the year 2020 hit, and I saw the Cobra Commander was taking bites out of people's faces. We decided that we were going to never leave the house again, and so we pretty much don't leave the house. And so anyway, let's get back to that. More information on this. Do we have this command? Do not hate your brother.
neighbor for his sin.
Yes.
Remember, and then do not hate your brother.
And do not hate your brother. Okay, I got
Okay, you
both
got two
those.
commands on that?
Yep.
Okay, 18. You shall not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am Yahuwah. Get off my yard, kid. I don't know
No,
what that
think-
means.
Do not bear bad or children against the children of your people. So if you hate like someone, like if you had like qualms or a problem with like the father, don't hate the children for the problem. I think that's what it's trying to say here is don't
Gotcha.
hate them for the sins. Like, you know, the father wasn't supposed to bear the sin of the child, and the child was supposed to bear the sin for the father. I think it's don't hate the offspring of the person you have the qualms with.
The NIV says, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. Where have we heard that? Do we have love your neighbor as yourself?
No. it's
So
the
this would
first
be
time.
this is a brand new command right here. So yeah, and love your neighbor as yourself. I mean, this is the whole Torah hangs on this.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're
Does that
not
mean
going
the
to
Torah's abolished?
No, that means you're not. If it hangs on this, it means it's summed up as one. It means you're not going to rip your neighbor off. You're not going to put a stumbling block before the blind. Because if not, you're not loving your neighbor, right?
Hey, those laws are on the cross. We can mess with the blind all we want.
I mean, if that's how people really think, that's just a twisted
what
way
they
of
say.
That's a twisted way of thinking. Like, why would you keep the Ten Commandments even if it's the moral law?
Well, they don't. They don't keep Shabbat. They break the fourth of the 20
I mean,
commandments.
but okay, let's say they
Or the Ten
they
Commandments.
say it's still they say that's all that's there. You have the Ten Commandments. That's it. You live by the Ten Commandments. That's in the Torah. That's something that people don't understand. Is that was part of the Torah. It wasn't just the Ten Commandments. It was like you have one page. When there's the rest of the commands, there's like I don't know how many we got now. Maybe like 60 probably going on now. Close.
70.
Oh, 70, okay.
Yeah, 70 commands. And
I
then
mean,
there's a
it's-
lot more in between
And
the
it's
dietary
still all
stuff.
readable in one sitting. You can read that, and it's not that hard to keep. None of them are that hard. I mean, does anyone struggle with messing with the deaf? I mean, is that
Well,
really
that's
a
the
problem
Christians.
people
The
have?
Christians are like, hey, this is on the cross. Oh, you want to trip the blind?
Do you want to put your neighbor in danger? You want to like sit there and like
drop a tree on his head?
hold up the bricks and like drop it on his head as he walks out the door? I mean,
Right.
what's really going on here?
Right. Okay. So we got that one, Nicole?
Yeah.
18. Okay. 19. You shall guard my statutes. You shall not let your cattle gender with a diverse kind. You shall not sow your field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come up on you. All right. This is the hardest chapter we've done so far. All right. There's a ton
Hardest chapter or
This is the hardest chapter for getting commandments dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You shall guard my statutes. Okay. Do we have one already that says guard my statutes?
I believe we do.
Yeah, I think we do.
So that one would go there first.
And then we
do
need
not let
like,
your livestock mate with
Yep.
another kind. So
Right. And
when
then
you're-
you shall not sow your field. So there's three commands right here.
mix
and
seed.
we've been over through the different seeds how they
It's
pollinate
not,
differently.
it's not a law yet. We haven't done a law yet on that.
But we went through it in the last series we did where we were going through the 613. We had, I think the answer for that was that the way that was pollinated, things would grow differently, and you have like mixed trees by the time you're
Right,
done.
right, right.
And at
yeah.
the end of that, where it says the two wool and linen, mine says, and do not put a garment of woven of two sorts of thread upon you.
So, and I think it is wool and I think it is linen. Those are the two that have the different kinds of frequency vibrations that if you put them on together, linen and wool,
It will
it will
hurt you.
vibrate you into like a crazy state or something. I don't know.
There's actual frequencies to these types of.
Yeah, and like linen is like it's actually a healing stuff. If you have linen stuff, be glad that you have linen stuff. We were looking into it, and it's so expensive. There's no way we could ever get any kind of linen, so we stick to the old cotton. Okay, so Nicole, you have this right here.
So we have 3, right? One's a before.
Right. So
I'm trying to find that one.
all right. So we're gonna continue on, so the people don't have to hang with us
That's fine.
on this. But there's 3 separate ones right there. Okay. So 19, and I don't want to miss these either. So maybe we just need to do some dry talk until we're
It's
doing
fine.
this.
Just go.
Are you sure?
And I'll go back and I'll read it all again, and then add them if I miss something.
Okay. So cattle. The command there is, you shall guard my statutes. Is that a brand new one?
No.
We have
I
that
think we
one.
already
I'm
had
trying
that.
to find it.
Okay. Then you shall, Eli, pay attention here. You shall not let your cattle. You should breed with another cattle. There's a second command right there. Don't sow your field with mingled seed. That's a third. And don't wear linen and woolen.
That's 4.
Linen. What?
That's 4th.
That's
command.
fourth,
That.
right? And guard the statutes. Well, it's kind of 1 because we already have that one somewhere. All right. There's 4 commands right there. All right. 20. And whosoever lies carnally with a woman that is a bond maid, betrothed to a man and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given to her, she shall be scourged. They shall not be put to death because she was not free. Okay, here we go. Let's read this.
I need to
read
read
this somewhere else. Yeah.
And when a man has intercourse with a woman who is a female servant engaged to a man, and who has not at all been ransomed nor redeemed nor freedom given, there should be an inquiry, but they are not put to death because she was not free.
All right, it sounds like a really bad slave owner. If the chick is married, is like engaged to another guy, and I mean that's just evil. That's straight evil.
That should definitely be a command.
Yeah, so 20 is a command all on its own. Verse 20. But how would that apply in today's world, though?
I don't know.
It's more like
What is a
it's like
bond woman?
almost like
Female slave.
Adultery. That's good.
It's not because there's rules for slaves, right? I mean, you could betroth a slave. I guess at some level, a slave is lesser of a person or something, or they don't own themselves, is the bottom line. Not lesser than a person. I mean, everybody's equal in Yah's eyes, but if you ended up being a slave, there are rules and stuff for slaves, and Yah has that in there as well, so people don't do things such as this. So the question is, does this apply to us today?
I mean, I say don't do this. If you fall in Torah, don't do this.
Well, you wouldn't have a slave. Yeah, you shouldn't do this, obviously.
Well,
I mean,
you
you're
might
breaking
have
you're an
You could have an
adulterer.
employee.
Yeah.
An employee, but that's not a slave. That's someone that's a hired worker.
Yeah, you just give them
I
money
don't-
and call it a slave. It's the same thing.
I don't know how this would apply today. I mean, it just don't have intercourse with an engaged woman. That's like a form of adultery. That's like a form of like breaking.
It's not just a
wedlock.
form. It's all sorts of evil. There's all sorts of stuff there. I think we should put it as a command, and then as we read through these, sometimes we decide that hey, this can't be us. But I think for right now, to get through this chapter, let's add this as a command. So, Nicole, are you with us on that?
Got it.
All right. 21. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto Yahuwah, unto the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, even a ram for a trespass offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering before Yahuwah for his sin which he has done, and the sin which he has done shall be forgiven him. So that seems like a pretty heavy-duty sin, and you've taken a ram and you're done with that whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's able to be
you ruined
forgiven.
this chick's life. You ruined the engagement. You ruined like lives. You're a family wrecker, horrible person. I don't know. I guess Yah has different ways of forgiving. That's why I'm not Yah, right? Because this would be a
Smoke that dude.
yeah, it would be a bad thing for him. He
What would
become
the
a
title
eunuch.
be of that last one?
The last one, and whoever lies carnally with a woman, don't have sex with an engaged woman.
With a taken woman?
With a taken woman, yeah, don't do that. The thing that's even worse though is that the chick is a slave, and she's going to have to do what the slave master says. This is just a very evil slave owner. The guy's an evil slave owner.
Don't be this person.
Yeah, don't be that guy at all. Yeah, don't be him.
23.
23. All right. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be as uncircumcised unto you, it shall not be eaten. Okay, it says when you come into the land.
Yeah, so that's not for us.
Why, what is this whole command about?
Letting the trees get Grow and
nutrients.
nutrients.
Get nutrients. So how do we figure this one out?
A commenter.
Oh, commenter. Somebody said, yeah. So in the first 3 years, if you like, what are you supposed to do? Take the fruit off or leave the fruit?
I think you leave the fruit and it like takes into nutrients.
Okay. Yeah. So something about it. Actually, this is actually how to grow better trees, and so I think this would probably be for our world as well. I mean, if we want healthy trees, you wouldn't want to eat the fruit of them for the first 3 years.
Right.
So I think that would be like, if nothing else, like super good advice, like gardener advice from Yah. Nicole, are you with us on this?
Yeah.
All right. So let's put this in there, and we might have more than what we're looking for, but maybe we'll make it through this chapter. I don't know how many verses it has, but it's
35, 37.
37. All right. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy to praise Yahuwah withal. And in the 5th year ye shall eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am Yahuwah Elohim. Ye shall not eat anything with the blood, nor shall ye use enchantment, nor practice sorcery. All right.
Do not practice divination or magic.
Yeah. So, the United States of America actually has an after-school Sainting club. And it's actually super popular. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
So they all, like, it was like 5 or 6 years ago, the Satanists all went into the schools of North America, and they actually have it. They have like the Satan and the Baphomet guy, and the little kids are sitting there, and they actually teach all of this enchantments and things of this nature. And, Luciferians and all the Satanists are like, oh, that's not black magic, none of this stuff. What are some forms of sorcery?
Well, spell casting for one.
What about big pharma?
I mean, that's potions, right? There's a lot of
That's potions, all right.
there's a lot of words like Hebrews, like pharmakia was like sorceries. There was how you got your word pharmacy. There was a lot of wickedness through that.
How would you practice sorcery?
I have.
We're not saying this. We actually don't know. I don't know either. I do know that you would. I mean, what they do in what the Satanists do is they actually offer up children and sacrifices, and it's a form of sorcery.
That's what we're told not to do.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not right. And so this is the command. You shall not. So we need to add this one to the blood one, Nicole.
There's a reason it's called Babylon when you have all the Satanists and teaching the kids how to cast spells.
It's Mystery Babylon is what it is. North America is absolutely without a shadow of a doubt Mystery Babylon. It is turned to the way, and it's the qualifications. It's the hammer of the entire world. The military of the United States prior to the snake bite was the strongest, most lethal force anywhere. And anybody out there who you've seen the United States of America's military in action, they are brutal and they're completely ruthless. There is nobody who is the hammer of the whole world. People are going, well, that's the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church doesn't have a military. There's so many different things that point to the United States as Mystery Babylon, and it says flee from her. I mean, that's the thing, is it says if you guys are in North America, it says flee, and so that way you guys don't deal with her plagues, and that's what it says. The plagues are here, the plagues are coming, and you cannot dance through the streets with no clothes on like they did for Pride Month and not expect the hand of judgment coming. It is a foul, and that's what another qualification of it is. It says it is a haunt for every demon and every wickedness that there is. And yeah, I think the demons, they're just completely, they've taken over our people in North America. All right, and then not all you guys, those in Torah, and I mean, hopefully Yah will provide an exodus for everybody, as the plagues are taking everyone out or whatever happens. We just pray that Yah will take care of us. Nicole, you got that?
There's 2 on that one, right?
Yeah, do not.
Alliteration and
Yeah, don't eat the blood, and that can go. Do not eat anything with the blood. And then, that he adds that in there because all of these Satanists and demons and witches and warlocks and things, they all deal with blood, right? They're like, wing of bat, eye of newt, a little of this, a little of that, something like that is what they used to say. So that's something I learned in school. I can't remember. I learned in school, huh? All right, so we got that, Nicole?
yes.
27. You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall you mar the corners of your beard. All right. Eli. Man, that's a clean face, bro.
I'm trying.
You're trying. I don't see nothing, bro.
He's got at least 3 or 4 more years before he starts.
Jade, Cade, you guys look like the Jews that try to grow the beards right now.
Yeah, we do. We're like all patchy.
Except you don't have the curly hair coming from the top. Now, is the curly hair coming from the top, is that a commandment?
What?
You know how the Jews come out there? They have like the curls that go down. Have you not seen the Jews?
I've never seen that. This guy Jacob, he's supposedly the rabbi. I never seen him take off his hat, so no.
Yeah, no, they all have like little curls coming down from their head and things
I
like
have
that.
no idea. I've never seen that. I've seen
Okay, so here's the command. You shall not round the corners of your heads. What does that mean? What's it mean, round the corners of your head?
Bowl
Shit.
cuts, no bowl cuts. No, like you, because I think a form of like the pagans would like all round their hair off as their like rituals.
Like the guy from Dumb and Dumber? The guy
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, do not cut the hair at the sides of your head or clip off the edges of your beard. Eli, I'm reading that from the NIV, right? So that says right there, do not cut the hair at the sides of your head. So this is different. So if the sides of your head are me these big old bushy
Sideburns?
sideburns, yeah, no, I'm dealing with some serious. Sorry, guys. Oh, I just took us out. I took us to school. Eli, give me back up there. There's So do not cut. Yeah, do not cut this at all. I need to do our handy dandy this. Okay.
Get my Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, we didn't turn the Wi-Fi off, Cade. Ooh. Okay, so you're not supposed to mar the corners of your beard. What does that mean? What about all these guys with little soul patches?
Oh, it's so bad.
It's like where you only have like it's the bottom part is a soul patch where you have only the hair right at below your lip, and they call it a soul patch. Nothing
Y'all
else.
wanted his people to have beards.
And a goatee, right?
Well, if you see ancient Egypt, now they all had these weird long beards in just one area. It'd be like,
Well, I see this funny, and I don't throw anybody under the bus into this stuff, but I see Jim Staley, and he's teaching Torah, and he has this little cut pruned beard and nice pruned hair and all this stuff, and I think Yah loves his beards. I think he really likes the beards. I think he likes the hair. He doesn't want you to, it's a cool thing. I must say, I'm very happy. It makes a lion want to shave. If you look at my beard, I'm just kidding. So no, I have a huge bushy beard, and
Is that one or two commands?
I'd say one.
Yeah, I mean, it said don't round the corners of your heads. Like you're not supposed to. A dude is supposed to look like a dude. You're not supposed to look like a girly man. You're not supposed to be all girled up and stuff. So yeah, look like a man is the thing. Let's add that as a command. Look like a man. Okay, 28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahuwah. Okay.
I said do not put tattoo marks on you.
Yeah, okay, so no tattoos and no cuttings in your flesh for the dead. Why don't we cut ourselves for the dead?
Because it has to deal with blood and
Blood.
deforming your body.
Why would we cut for the dead? The dead are dead.
I
I think it was a ritual back in Egypt and stuff. They all did.
Yeah, and then they all the guys from Baal, they all cut themselves. Remember Elijah and that? They're all sitting out there just axing themselves up, bleeding everywhere, and nothing happens. Baal let them down again. Okay, so this is one or two commands.
This
Yeah, I think
is
it's two.
Yeah, don't cut yourself and don't
So
tattoo
whatever
yourself.
it is, it should have two commands and two verses.
No tattoos. Your body is not the canvas.
Yes, your body is not the canvas. Thank you, Kay. That's perfect. All right. Do not prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall into whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
that's self-explanatory.
This is a bad dad. Very
That's
bad
like-
dad.
They do get his dad card removed.
Yeah, dad card removed.
You should be stoned as well.
Definitely stoned. I mean, if you're prostituting your daughter out, there's a good chance you've broken every other command along that road to get there. Yeah, you don't. Why don't we let our daughters fall into prostitution?
Because everyone else will fall in prostitution.
Because it's not Yah's ways. None of this is Yah's ways. Yah's about building the family, right? If you're out there prostituting, you're selling your body for money. And it's a one-time act. You get your money and you're gone, but you're defiled. The guy's defiled. Everyone's defiled, right? And, I don't want to get too graphic, but, 1 in 3 people in North America has an STD, right? Those are very, very good reasons that you would want to keep your clothes on completely because you're going to end up with bad things, really bad things. All right, Nicole, you got that?
Yep.
Okay. 30. Ye shall guard my Shabbats and reverence my sanctuary. I am Yahuwah. Okay, there's 2 commands here as well. Well, there's one.
One goes
We
under.
can't do anything about the sanctuary, the Mikdash, which was the temple. We can't do anything because we don't have the temple right now.
That's probably true. But what is the sanctuary? What is your temple?
It could
body.
be your body. It could be people consider it your body. Say it's your body. Like you gotta.
I can say with high blood pressure and diabetes on the line that I have not sanctified my temple. I did not do the right things, and I will be the first to admit that. And I'm working hard on it. But at the same time, our temple is where Yah dwells, right? In our hearts, minds, and souls. And so if we are breaking our temple, then we need to reverence this. We need to take care of our temple. And so is this a command?
I don't know technically if the second one is a full command for us. I mean, we could put it in there, like take care of your.
Where
temple
is his sanctuary today?
Our bodies.
In us.
in our hearts? Yeah.
I think that's a command. I think that's a command. We need to take care of our temple so that we are not sitting there drunkards. You know, if we're sitting there drunkards, Yah's not going to hang with us, right? If we're sitting there doing horrible stuff, Yah's not going to be with us. So, okay. Nicole, you got that?
That's 2, right?
Yes, 2. She's such a good scribe. We are so lucky to have her. Okay, 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Or mine says, do not turn to mediums and do not seek after spirits to be defiled by them. I am Yahuwah Elohim.
Yeah,
if you
so-
look in the book of Samuel, you see the first Samuel that Saul went to this witch as in disguise to bring back his buddy Samuel, which had died.
I don't think it was his buddy. He didn't like Samuel.
Not towards the end. They were real close at the beginning, but
Yeah.
towards the end they kind of had some drifts
So
apart.
the question is, was it really Samuel that lady brought back? What did Samuel say?
He's like, who brought me out of my sleep? He's like, and then he says, since you brought me back from the dead, you consulted a witch. You're gonna die tomorrow.
And your son.
And your son, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't just him that died. It was
So
like his
was
entire
it him?
I
Did
don't.
they-
I
did
don't
they get
have
it?
answers for that. I don't know. It
I
could've been-
wasn't there.
Poor Samuel finally makes it to the other side, sleeping peacefully, and then all of a sudden, get up. And there's some witch out here with her blood and stuff. Okay, so that is a command, right?
I mean, yeah. If you don't consult the mediums, you might end up dead. You might-
And there's people all the time. I mean, I remember on TV in North America, there used to be like, you call the 800 number for Princess Cleo's thing. She'll read your fortune. She'll tell you all this stuff. And I mean, they literally people were dialing 900 numbers, which in the States, that costs you like $5 a minute. And people were sitting there talking to the people. And people think that they can talk to their dead. They're dead like this. And I don't believe it's like that. What I believe is that you will bring something back you do not want to have back. And there's a lot of demons that can emulate your loved ones. And so you will be tricked, right? And so it says you'll be defiled by them. All right. So Nicole, you got that?
Yep.
All right, 32. We're going to make it out of this day, guys. If you're still with us, much love. Huge love. You shall rise up before the gray-headed. You shall rise up before the gray head and honor the face of the old man and fear your Elohim. I am Yahuwah.
respect the elderly.
Yeah, stand up in the presence of the aged. What does that mean, stand up in the presence of the aged?
I think that means like show them respect. When they come near you, stand up to them. You show them respect.
Why
you
do-
look them in the eyes when they speak?
Why do we have respect for the aged?
One, they have experience. They are getting older, and they need to be shown respect. Right? They've been through it all. They are probably the reason you're where you are now. And so they deserve the respect. They deserve all the respect you can give them.
Yeah, absolutely. Does that mean sticking your parents in a nursing home?
I don't think so. I think honestly, a nursing home, you should honor your parents out of death. Leaving them in a nursing home makes them feel lonely, right? There may be people around, but it's not the people they knew for their entire lives.
Yeah, no, that's a North America thing. I don't know if maybe you guys can comment on the rest of the world. I know down south it doesn't work like that. Down in South America, all the old, you grow old. You grow old, and you literally die in your house, and you're surrounded by your family. There's I think only the gringos or the white folks that come down in here are the ones that actually are like looking to put people in nursing homes, and I think it's extremely cruel. And many injuries happen in nursing homes. It's like it could be a great care nursing home, but people get bucked out of beds, they fall over, and there's some nursing homes where there's extremely cruel people. Yeah, and they will. I've seen stuff. I've seen videos where they beat up the people in the wheelchairs. It's horrible. It's
They took care of you when you were sick and you didn't feel well when you were young. And why don't you repay the favor? Like, you repay the favor by walking them out in honor.
So you guys are going to change my diapers?
Yeah, of course.
Are you? No problem?
Of course.
No problem?
I have no problem with that.
All right. I don't know how many times I got poop on my hands from you guys, but I didn't care. But it's mostly your mom changing the diaper, so I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. All right. So here we go. Nicole, you got that? Yeah. All right. 33. And if a stranger sojourn with you in your land, you shall not vex him.
I feel like we've had that one before.
Yeah, but it's different. Do we have this command?
I said do not oppress him.
Do not oppress a stranger.
I said not mistreat him.
And then we'll go down to the next one.
Do not miss. Okay, so let's read these two. I think there's a command here, right? But the stranger that dwells with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For ye were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yahuwah Elohim. Okay, first and foremost, I have a question to you guys. Why would we not mess with the stranger?
Why? Because they want to be part of Yah's team, right? They want to be part of the Yah.
They may or may not. What if they don't?
Then you're not supposed to intermingle with the people that are doing that, but you're not supposed to oppress them because they were oppressed, right? Once in Yashra, they were slaves for years on end. They were They were oppressed, and he's like, you guys know. That's why he said you were oppressed as Mitzrayim. You know what it's like. Don't do that to other people. Don't be the same people. You need to show people love.
And imagine the chance that you have at changing somebody's heart and turning them to the Torah. If you're a bad person, right? If you're messing, they're not going to listen to you, right? If you take somebody in and you give them the truth and you show them the truth and you show them love, right? We treat them as our neighbor. They will look to that and they will say, man, this is the kind of community I want. This is the kind of love I want. And these are my people. These could be my people. And if they want to be Yah's people, that's all they got to do is they got to keep the law, statutes, and commands. And hey, you're in the club. So yeah, Nicole, you got that one?
Is that one a new
That's
one?
that's a new one. I don't think we have anything like that yet.
Or the oppressed stranger. Is that two?
But it's all about the stranger that dwells with you shall be unto you born. Yeah, so I think it's all one. Don't love the stranger.
So not on the same one that we had before, oppress the stranger.
What is it? What
We
command?
have one that says don't oppress the stranger.
Okay. Is this the same one, guys? I need your follow. We only have a couple verses left. Come on.
Yeah,
boys.
I feel like
it says don't. It says don't oppress the stranger. When a stranger sojourns in your land.
What
don't
commandment
oppress
do we
him.
have before,
I
Nicole?
don't know. I gotta find it.
Okay. This may or may not go under that command, but for right now, we will continue on and get you guys on your way. All right, let's go in 35. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure.
Mine says in right ruling, in measurement of length, on weight, or in measurement of liquids.
Okay, so I think that's a command all of this as well.
Again, don't rip people off.
Yeah.
I think the next verse should be with that as well.
Okay, just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am Yahuwah Elohim, which brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim. Okay, how would you have an unjust ephah? What would that mean?
I mean, an ephah was a form of weight. I think it was a dry weight. So
Right, so if you sold them an ephah and you had like 3/4 of an ephah,
you're ripping them off.
yeah, ripping them off, right. And so it needs to be, right. So an ephah is a dry measure having
Give them
a
what they
capacity.
paid for.
Yep, exactly. Give them what you paid for. It having the capacity of about 3/5 of a bushel or about 22 liters. 22 liters is a lot.
Yeah,
seems like.
hold on. So we have
Yeah.
4
Quite a
liters.
bit. Okay,
Yeah,
A
that's five.
hen is a
Nicole, do you
gallon.
have
gallons.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have the last one?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully we will do these right. We'll go over these. Last verse. Therefore shall ye guard all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am Yahuwah. That's a command. That needs to go under the other
The
one.
one we just put it in verse 2 here, where it says, I am Yahuwah. No. Is there? Oh, no, it was the one from last time where it says, keep my laws. It was the
Keep my laws. Yeah,
Guard
so,
my laws, yeah,
but
that's-
we should add all these because he says this over and over and over.
It should be definitely under there.
Guard my statutes,
reference.
judgments, and do them. Okay, well, that was a long time. Oh, geez, I wasn't even recording. I'm just kidding,
I would have
guys.
been so upset.
I'm just kidding. No, that's an hour and 6 minutes. We really crushed this one today. So to anyone that's out there, I really, really appreciate you guys.
Congratulations on making it to the end.
Yeah, if you did, if you made it to the end, you are you're a warrior, Yah's warrior. So, or you could, hopefully it's entertaining enough that we keep this entertained. We try to do this as respectfully as we can with a little bit of humor to it. We have all respect and everything for Yah, right? We need to walk in fear of Yah. We don't need to, we don't ever need to get, you don't joke with Yah. And so we try to do this all in love and respect, trying to figure this out, trying to dial it in. And there's a lot of laws, a lot of stuff, but these are good laws. Has anyone found out of these 100 some laws yet anything that shouldn't be there?
No.
Anything?
No.
All right. I didn't find anything either. Okay, so with that, I think I'm going to wrap this one up. We will flesh this out. We will go over it, and that's an hour and 6 minutes, so you can never get back. And hopefully it will keep you guys rolling for a day. And much love to you.
And we'll
much
see
love
you
to the
tomorrow.
family.
Shalom.
Yep. We will see you tomorrow.
Shalom.
All right.
Shalom.
Bye, everyone.